Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and thank you for joining me today. I'm having a great deal of difficulty with the light, I'm afraid. It's so dark here. So I've got on lights, but of course, when I've got a bit of plastic, it's shining off. So I do apologise for that side of things. So thank you very much for joining me, Eunice, Mary, Fiona, Ethel, Pat, Sue, Sheila, Chrissy, Kaz, Lynn, Catherine, the other Fiona, Anne, another Anne, Viv, Sarah, Elaine, Shirley. Good morning to you all. And I'm not sure if Di is on. I know Di was speaking to me just a minute ago, but Diane James, she put a beautiful card on the website yesterday with a little gnome at the front, and it was called a tri-fold house card, or the fold of the card was. So I thought we'd have Fancy Fold Friday and we'd do one of those today. So thanks for the inspiration, Di. Beautiful card that she did. So I thought I'd have a go as well. And I've brought some newish decoupage sheets. So I've pinched that one, as you can see. So they are winter ones. Hold on a second. That's the staff. They're not in the other side of the room, but they're probably telling me that they've caught a fish. I don't know. So they're not, they are winter, as it says, the colours of winter, but it's not Christmassy, if you see what I mean. So you've got some pansies going on and crocuses and all that sort of thing, and some Christmas roses. So they're a bit different. So again, if it's a birthday or something at this time of year, or any time of year really, it's ideal. Okay, so we first of all need to take a piece of card that is 8 inches along that way and 6 inches along that way. I've chosen cobalt is the colour of the card, and I thought that matched in quite nicely with what I'm going to do with it. So I've cut that out, and I'm going to use my Stampin' Up! Trim. Oh, goodness me. What's it called? Scoring board. That's the one. Just to make it a little bit easier for you to be able to see and everything. So here's our inch measurements. I'm going to go along at 2 inches, 4 inches, and 6 inches. And that's it. So we like simple, don't we? Then we've got a little bit of measurements to make. So if I turn my card around that way, purely so that it's easier for me. So are you seeing the shadow of the camera on there? Let's move it over a bit. Oh dear, there's someone at the door. Can you believe it? Excuse me, excuse me. I'm back. Dear, oh dear. Do you know, yesterday or a couple of days ago, I was trying to film some videos and I had to do one of them 4 times because 4 times someone came to the door when I was halfway through it. Oh, we digress. 8 by 6, score at 2, 4, 6. And now I'm going to turn it that way around. I'm going to take my ruler and a pencil, and I'm going to make sure that I've got my starting point there on this first score line. And I'm going to measure at 2 and 4. And then I'm going to turn it round. I'm going to do exactly the same on the other end here. So 2 and 4. And leaving the one in the middle with nothing on at all. So then I have pinched the inside of my stamping platform. So you've got this little rubber mat of which replacements can be bought. And I find that it was difficult to try and do this anywhere else really, other than on something like this. You need a bit of give. Otherwise, if you're doing it on something hard like that, these score lines don't show very well. So I'm going to do some scoring, and I'm going to take my scoring tool at that point there and then to the diagonal. So I'm just going to run that in there a couple of times. Then from that point again to the point here where the score line is. And then again from that point to there. So just joining up the dots, if you could see what I mean. And then again from that marked point to the outer corner. Making sure I've got that on there. And then the same on this side as well. So from the point to the bottom corner. At this point. So a little bit of measuring, but only a little bit, because we can't cope with anything too complicated, can we? Well, I can't. I don't know about you. I can't do too complicated. And this is not too complicated at all. So you can see now, hopefully, that you've got all of these diagonal lines in there. Yeah? Okay. So then we need our score bone folder. And first of all, I'm going to fold the whole thing in half. So along the middle line, folding the whole thing in half. Then along this score line, I'm going to fold these backwards. And along the other side as well. Fold those backwards. Okay, so you've now got that sort of a fold. All right. Now then, I'm going to start to fold these score lines here. So you can't, I will be burnishing them, but I found that if you just ease them first with your finger, that works quite well. So I'm just finding them, they seem to sort of find a natural fold there. Whoops. Like so. We don't want the card totally screwed up, but you'll see what I mean. Okay, so then we're going to encourage this the other way. So having folded them one way, we're going to then encourage it the other way. So it just helps to break the fibres a little bit, really. But once you've done it one way, it's quite simple to go the other. Okay. So then, whoops, you can see where we're going. Okay, that we've got this fold here. Oh, bring it over here without the camera there. So then we've got to do a little bit of decoration and a little bit of sticking to make sure it all stays stuck. So I've chosen some patterned paper, and it actually goes with, it's from the Colours of Winter set, so it just goes with that. And we're going to sort of measure. So I'm going to fold the card right up for now so that we can see what shape that we need to be cutting out. Okay, so that gives us a good indication. So from here, we need to cut two pieces that are 6 inches. We know that because that's how big the thing is, and by 2 inches. So we will need to be doing for some cutting from it, but I found that this was the easier way to do it all. So let's just cut, whoops, those 2 pieces. Okay, so 2 pieces, 6 inches, which the paper was, by 2 inches across. Okay, then I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to pop this on the edge. Let's try and get a straight edge here. Hold on a second. Whoops. Right. Going to pop that edge to edge along this side here. So they've got my corner at the top and at the bottom. And then I'm going to, with my pencil, draw a line from the top to bottom like that. And then I'm going to do it the other way around. Now I've turned the piece of paper round, but really more than anything, it's to show you that if you were using a piece of paper that had a pattern that you have got to get two opposites, it doesn't matter in this particular case because my pattern is not necessarily an opposite. It's exactly the same. It doesn't matter which way around it goes. But if you were choosing a pattern that has got something specific on it, like lines or something like that, you might need to change that a bit. So I'm now going to get my trimmer into place. And I've chosen to use this one now because I wanted to use a little guideline along here. So if you look, you will see that this is the cutting line right down the centre, and either side you've got this white mat. So this is one mat, that's another mat. And I'm going to use a guideline that hasn't got a measurement on it at all. It's actually where the beginning of this mat, this white mat, starts. So I suppose you could say it's about 2.5 millimeters or a quarter or an eighth of an inch or something like that. I think it's an eighth of an inch. Is it? Oh, I don't know. But I've just found that little tiny measurement, and I found that that was the easiest way. So I'm going to take my piece of paper into here, and where I've got that pencil line, I'm measuring that onto where my line is, if you see what I mean. Okay, so the start of that line is parallel with the white piece there, and the same there. And then I'm going to cut that down like that. So even though I worked with pencil and it was rough, it's only just inside, so all is well. Then I'm going to do the same. So that pencil line parallel with my start of that pattern. And again, just trim that down. And finally, then just this edge parallel with that start line and just trim that off. Now, hopefully, I found that that was enough. So let me just double check, because you have got room to take off. Yeah, let's just take off that other little bit here. I need to sharpen my blade, I think. So I'm going to go around for the other edge as well. Whoops. So taking that slither off, and that should be perfect. Let me just check. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to do the same with the other one. So lining up my pencil line with whatever mark you like, but I've chosen that very thin one because I didn't want much of a border. Then the other side, measure that up, and then that side, and then finally the other end. As I said, I should have changed my blade because it's not as good a cut as I would have liked there. And I know why, because I was cutting a lot of glitter card. So let me just wipe those sides down, and then that will trim it all up. So all these bits are rubbish here, but this isn't. Okay. So they are going to go onto my front of my card, which are these two panels here. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue on there. So that goes on that piece there, giving me a little border all the way around. And then that goes on this piece here. So you can see that I can fold the whole card completely flat. Oh, I don't know if you can see that, but I can fold that completely flat. So then I'm going to stick these two pieces together. So I'm going to put some glue on this side and fold my card in half so that I can get a good clean fold there. Now, obviously, depending on what glue that you've got, it does need a bit of time to just grab. So I'm just going to leave that to one side while I just finish off the embellishment for the front. So for the front, I have chosen some of the press cut nesting diamonds this time. I haven't used them for a long time and I've always liked them. So I've gone for one with the stitch dot for the outside one, and that's in the dark blue. And then I've chosen a periwinkle colour for the one in the centre. And I think that that would look quite nice. So I'm just going to pop that in the centre like that. And then my decoupage sheet. So I've chosen this one, which I'm not quite sure whether it's an amaryllis or a... No, don't think it's an amaryllis. Christmas rose? Not quite sure. I'm not going to sharpen the blade, June. I'm going to change it. Can't sharpen those blades. Well, you probably could, but I can't be doing with that. Never known for my skills like that. So going to pop that one, that's the main piece. I'm going to pop that down straight away onto there. Now, I normally would use sort of like a silicone glue, to be honest with you, but I can't find it really. The one that I found, I don't know if you found that, Pin Flare. I love Pin Flare, and I don't stock it, and I don't know why I don't stock it, but I don't. And so subsequently, it's one of those things that I always get when I go to shows, craft shows. And of course, we haven't been to any craft shows, have we? Not this year. Well, went to one in February, but not since. So subsequently, I haven't got any Pin Flare because, again, as I was saying, find that those silicone glues are brilliant if you use them a lot. But I also find that if you don't use them quite so much, they tend to go hard and then you can't use them at all, which I find very, very annoying. So subsequently, I have already cut up some foam. So I always, with the decoupage, I like to bend the decoupage over a bit, give it a bit of oomph, shall we say. And just pop this one, make sure I got it round the right way, round that way. So obviously, if you know me, these are all pre-cut because, again, cutting fussy cut, yeah, we don't do that either. Anything for quick, I say. Well, not anything. I have got patience to cut it out and fiddle about with it if I want to, but I do like something quick. I really do, which I think I was saying before when I was wittering on. Not into knitting because it takes too long. So let me just find these little ones, go onto there, and then these little ones. So a bit more foam. So I hope you're all up to something crafty this weekend. I've got 2 classes tomorrow, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. So busy day for me with my online workshops. We had great fun on Monday, and I know that the ladies who we saw on Monday are anxious to show you some of their finished projects, but I'm sure they will show you after everybody else has had a go as well, because then that's nice. We've got one day special with John tonight on Ho Chanda at 6 o'clock. And I've got to get around the right way. That's it. Some lovely new products, and they will be available over on the website, my website, at 6 o'clock as well. There we go. So I've done my decoupage there. Okay, so you've got that dimension, which is quite nice. Okay. Obviously, you could put anything like that. As I say, Di, when I saw her lovely one yesterday, she had the lovely little gnomes, which seem to be going everywhere, don't they? But yeah, she had the gnomes. So now we're going to stick this on here. So I've chosen the diamonds because I thought that we've got all these angles here, quite an angular card. So I thought that that was quite good. Let me get rid of my little bit of pencil mark there, which I scribbled by mistake. Now, because the card's going to sit up, we do not want our diamonds stuck all over, because then you won't be able to stick the card. So we just need it on these two pieces here. So not at the top, not at the bottom. Yeah, you just need it on these two corners here. So I'm just going to put a smallish amount on those two pieces. And then I'm going to center my diamonds so that they fit in like that. So obviously, if you wanted a sentiment or whatever, this could go down the bottom or at the top, depending on where you would like it. But when we sit our card up, you can't see it at all. So there is our finished card. It sits up quite nicely like that. If only you could see that in real life, but you can see that it's sitting up. But also folds completely flat to go in a, let me think, 5x7, no, let's see, a 6. So would you just about get it into an ordinary envelope, I think you'll find. Let me see if I can find one here, just to check. Oh, everything but. Oh no, can't find one. Can't find one easily anyway, sorry. But I think it does fit into sort of an ordinary 6x4 envelope. And of course I've put decoupage on, so it's not completely flat, but it isn't far off, And as I said, I think, thanks Di, I really like that design. So we looked it up and it was called Trifold House Card. Cannot understand why it's called that. Trifold? Yeah, I can go with that one. House? No, I don't know. So we'll go along with the original design. We don't want to change anything just for the sake of it, but I've really no idea why we call it that. So I just take you around the back. You've got room round the back there to put a little square sort of thing or something of, obviously I've used it in dark colours, so you could write ordinarily on there, or you could just put another little panel on the back to be able to put your message on there. But yeah, I really like that. So yeah, it is more like a rocket die. Yeah, I just don't know why you want to call it house, but there you go. So thank you very much, everybody. It is unusual and I quite like that. I wish you could see it in real life because it looks even better just like that. And now I've got to try and take a photograph of it to show you on the website. So, as I said, lots to do over the weekend. I will be back on Sunday morning at 11 o'clock. And we will be, I'll be showing you some new techniques. I have some new stencils in from Sweet Poppy, some of the brand new ones. They are already on the website, but I've got some, I love techniques to show you with them. So that's what we're going to be doing on Sunday. They're really different. So I do enjoy, or am going to enjoy to show you how to do those. And that's on Sunday. But don't forget, on Friday, this evening at 6 o'clock launches the last one-day special for John Next Door collection for this year. We have got another programme or two beforehand, before the end of the year, but in general, we have got the last brand new things that come out this evening. So I hope that you can join him or whichever along the lines as you do. Okay. So thank you very much for joining me. Lovely to see you all here. Have a great day. Look forward to seeing those of you that are joining me on the workshops tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll see the rest of you on Sunday morning at 11 o'clock. Thank you very much. Bye.